in 10 NBA All-Star games and was one of the most lethal scorers to ever hit the hardcourt. Now, I could go on and on talking about him, describing him, but you know what? Let's just watch this instead. Put your hands together for Carmelo Anthony! Well, how are you doing? Right, have a seat here. So, Melo, first of all, welcome to Manila. All of these media people came here to see you. We all know that the Philippines loves you. It's such an incredible honor to have you here joining us today. And of course, we're here at Smart Araneta Coliseum, one of the 5 venues for the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup happening in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Japan. You know, we talk about the love Filipino fans have for you. Do you feel it wherever you go? Because again, we're never quiet on social media, and I'm sure you felt them in one way or the other.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. First of all, how you guys doing?
Good, good.
Good. All right. They're not doing so good today.
All right, guys, how you guys doing? All right.
So it was. I've been seeing and feeling the energy. Right. I've been feeling the love. I've been feeling the energy. I can tell that there's been a long time coming of me coming to the Philippines. But I'm definitely looking forward to, going to the match and just feeling that energy and that vibe, because I can feel that it has been, building up for a long time. So there's a lot of excitement, for the World Cup, but also personally for myself to be here and get a chance to come to one of my most popular places in the world, as far as when it comes to my fan base.
And you've had so many things that you've achieved, your national team career, NBA career, and now you're adding on the title of FIBA Basketball World Cup Global Ambassador to your resume. How does that make you feel?
It's a full circle. I've been part of FIBA basketball since early 2000s, and to come back full circle now and be the ambassador for the World Cup, it's definitely an honor. It's a blessing. It's been a long time, long time coming. But for me, it's just about being able to, build nations together, and bring people together, and bring countries together through one common thing, which is basketball, right? So I love to build, with the kids and the new generation and the next generation, but also globally and internationally, getting a chance to really, make an imprint and put an imprint on a global diversity of basketball.
Well, one of the things we're hoping is gonna make a big imprint in world basketball is the Filipino fans here. And of course, you're gonna have the opportunity to see them up close, because later on you're gonna go to one of the last qualifying games of the Philippines here in the World Cup qualifiers. And how excited are you to witness that Filipino passion close hand? Because I'm sure you've heard a bit of it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of it. I've heard a lot of how the energy and what the energy, will be tonight in the match. But again, man, I do think that, the Filipino fans is some of the best fan bases that's in the world. And I say that in a very genuine way, because there's not another place in the world where there's basketball. Like, it's just basketball, basketball, basketball. And that's what's being preached from a little kid all the way up to an adult. So when you have that environment, when you have that atmosphere where everybody supports one common cause, the energy is going to be ecstatic tonight. I just can't wait to get there.
We can't wait to see you there. I'm sure the fans can't wait to see you there. And our friends in the media have waited all day to try and talk to you. So I'm going to take in a few media questions here. So kindly step up to the mic, introduce yourselves, your outlet, and talk to Melo.
Hi, Melo. I'm Stanley from NBA Asia. My first question is actually breaking into 2 parts. Just like from your point of view, how important is basketball to the people of Philippines? And the second part is, how has the standards of basketball in Philippines progressed over the years?
Yeah, well, obviously, is that mine? Is that my mic?
We'll have them fix that.
No, obviously, the importance of basketball to the Filipino people is very important. The fact that, like I said, it's the only thing that's preached. It's the only thing that's being talked about. It's the only, one of the few opportunities that you actually have, when it comes to sport. And basketball being the number one sport, you don't see that in a lot of different places around the world outside of America, where basketball is is the biggest sport. And I think that's why there's a bigger connection when it comes to the Philippines and American basketball.
I'm Jandrick from NBA Philippines, and I'm asking this on behalf of Team USA. What are your thoughts on the FIBA World Cup being the toughest international competition in the world, like you alluded to in the video earlier? And do you agree with the sentiment and explain why?
Yes, I do. I do think that the World Cup, FIBA World Cup, is one of the biggest and toughest competitions that's out there. Again, it's a lot different than a lot of other type of competitions because when you're thinking about the World Cup, the FIBA World Cup of basketball, you really have to bring it. Like you're really playing, for your country. You're really playing with a different sense of pride. You're playing with a different sense of energy. You're playing with a different mindset and thought process. As other events, you have other sports surrounding that. This is just mainly basketball. It's only basketball. So those are the fans that you're actually going to get. I'm looking forward to just seeing the new talent that's coming around as well, right? And the younger guys that's being a part of the FIBA World Cup. Also seeing where the game is going, right? And for so long, there's been a gap in talent, worldwide from us as Americans to the rest of the world, and now that gap is closing, right? And you see the international players who are becoming the faces of our game in America, which is a testament to the game of basketball growing on a global scale.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, what the mindset of playing in, NBA, with a team that is yours, right? You're the face of the team. Everything happens through you. Everything is relying upon what you do and what you bring to the game on that day. You determine whether you're going to win or lose or what happens as an individual. When you're playing for your country, there's no individualism at all. You're playing for something much greater than yourself or one person. You're playing for not just your team, but you're playing for a whole country as well, and the people that is a part of that, right, and supports that. So it's a big difference between playing with your NBA team and then playing for your national team. It's a different sense of pride that you have to have. It's the best. I would say it's definitely the best. The experiences was unmatched. The caliber of players that I was able to play with and against. The guys from the international level, international stage that we had a chance to play. In every country. So I've been a part of FIBA, USA basketball since early 2000s when I was in high school. And for me to be here now and seeing what the game, how the game has grown from a global standpoint, the development of kids and players in these different areas, in these different countries, and the game is just going to continue to grow and get bigger and bigger. Yeah, I didn't make the hoodie mellow. I didn't make that. Somebody else made it up. I was just, it was a mindset. I was training, I was working out, I was just trying to get back in shape and just, after taking some time off, and I threw the hoodie on because I felt like that's the fastest way that I can, get back in shape and it'll help me. But also, it made me lock in from a mental standpoint, right? And I didn't listen to or hear anything else other than what I needed to do to train. The second part of the question, what was the second question?
How do you plan to have this sport of basketball in the Philippines?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, I'm all about giving back to the new generation and to the younger generation and helping them develop, right? I think what you guys have established here in the Philippines as far as development goes, that's something that intrigues me, right? To see that there's a big development program here in the Philippines with this next generation. It's only going to grow and it's only going to get bigger. The game of basketball will only continue to grow.
Thank you.
It's a little different, when you actually hosting, the World Cup and you're the host country that's hosting it. There's different pressure that comes along with that. But I would say it's not even about pressure in this situation. It's just about allowing the rest of the world to see how the Philippines do it, right? And what they're actually going out there playing for, and the sense of pride that they're going out there playing for. Win, lose, or draw, I think the Philippines could be proud that they're hosting, the 2000, one of the hosts of the 2003 FIBA, World Cup games. And, I think from that standpoint, that says a lot. And that's also going to propel, Philippines down the line when it comes to actually continuing the development of the game of basketball. I'm glad we're not competing no more. We're actually on the same side. We're on the same team now. We're representing the global game of basketball. So I don't have to worry about going up against Powell and thinking about him in the gold medal game, or Luis Scola down in Argentina and what those guys, how they wanted to beat us so badly. I don't have to think about that. Now we can come together, we can band together like brothers and really grow this game of basketball the way that it needs to be. Yeah, it's special to kind of follow, what Kobe has created on a global scale from basketball, and him being an ambassador previously, and me, our friendship and our brotherhood and what we created over the years, and for me to just follow and continue and keep that legacy going, not just for myself, not just for U.S., but also for him too, right? Because I'm sure he would have definitely been here with me, watching these games and coming over there hanging in the Philippines and just enjoying himself. So for me, I can continue, part of his legacy, but also establish what I have to establish, for myself on a global scale. I think listening, I'd rather listen to the fans and see what we can do from my side and help and expand the game and the visibility of the game of basketball and just sport. So for me, I'm as honored as I am to be the ambassador. I'm still learning from a global stage, right? From a global game on what it needs and why it needs it and where it needs it, and giving back to these kids and allowing them to feel like they have hope and they have an opportunity to go out there and hopefully be and playing in front of their home crowd here in the Philippines when it comes to basketball.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, I think heart is all of it, right? Because if you don't have no heart, you can have the skill, you can have the talent, but if you don't have the heart to go out there and put that talent to the test, then what's the point of having the skill or the talent? And I think everything starts with the heart. You care, you understand, you feel, you're emotional about it. So I think once you build that connection to the game of basketball, the skill level comes, the talent level comes, and then now you put everything together. Now you take it and make the best opportunity for you. And it was a little different. I would say the talent level wasn't where it is today from an international standpoint. I mentioned earlier, you have guys, global guys, international guys that's playing for their country outside of America that is becoming the face of our game. It's becoming the face of the American game, right? So when you have that just goes to show that we're doing something right by continuing to speak the game and talk the game, and me being able to come here to the Philippines and talk about being a global ambassadorship for the game of basketball. To me, that's what it's all about.